So my question, sir, is what is the Trump health care plan?
Fine. Well, first of all, I guess I'm debating you, not him, but that's okay. I'm not surprised.
All right, let's bring in our special panel, University of Maryland lecturer Dr. Jason Nichols, columnist for The Hill and co-chair of Women for Trump, Madison Gesiotto, Sinclair political commentator Ameshia, and member of the President's National Security Education Board, host of America First on Salem Radio, and Sinclair media contributor Dr. Sebastian Gorka. I'm going to bring in Madison, new to the show. Welcome. Always good to have you on the show. We've worked together for many, many years. Madison, you watched the debate. I saw you tweeting while I was tweeting as well. What was going on between moderator Chris Wallace and President Trump? What's your assessment?
Well, as the president tweeted out following the debate, it seemed like it was a 2-on-1 last night. It was a little disappointing to see Chris Wallace, I think, jump in at multiple points and give commentary instead of staying neutral and being that moderator that he was put in place in this debate to be. So that was a little disappointing. But, you know, being on the campaign trail across the country and right here in the state of Ohio last week on the Trump bus tour, you know, there was a lot of topics mentioned last night that were major concerns for people here in the state of Ohio, across the Midwest, and across the country. And I don't think Biden really answered adequately or really gave answers at all to some of these questions, including packing the court and others.
You know, that was another moment. Jason, I want to stay on this for a minute. Chris Wallace, the moderator, had said he wanted to be invisible. Do you think he was invisible this week?
Well, I think it was impossible to be invisible because President Trump would not stick to the rules of the debate. It was frustrating to watch. I think both guys went low in it, but definitely President Trump went lower. Chris Wallace was about as objective as he possibly could. He tried to actually have a civil debate, which was impossible when people are acting like petulant children. So I think it was difficult to watch. I think President Trump did himself no favors last night. I thought if he could dial it in, he could actually reach out to suburban women, which is basically the coveted demographic in this election. He did himself no favors, did not do a good job in controlling himself and cutting his opponent off. I think you're going to see reflected in the polls that he did not go up even a bit and may have even gone down.
What do you say, Sebastian?
Yeah, clearly Jason is living in an alternate universe and watched another debate. The president went lower than Biden. I don't remember the president calling the former vice president a liar and a clown. And that's what Beijing Biden did. Yesterday was a brawl. It reminds me of the first Hillary-Trump debate. The needle didn't move in either direction for anybody yesterday. And Wallace was a disgrace. As a former Fox News contributor, the idea that this person wanted to be invisible and unbiased, he brought up the lie about Charlottesville again and then forced the president to disavow white supremacists that he did 3 years ago and has done ever since that. Then the whole thing was a disaster, in my opinion. And
Ameshia, before I get to you, I just want control. We're talking about the lack of respect between these two candidates. And at one point, as Sebastian points out, called President Trump a clown. He also called him a racist. And then there's this. Control. Roll that soundbite.
The radical left. Will you shut up, man? Listen, who is?
So Ameshia, that was a problem. I'm watching that. This is the commander-in-chief. The world is watching, not just Americans. The world's watching. For the vice president to call the commander-in-chief, tell him, shut up, man. I found that highly disrespectful.
It was something that, honestly, a lot of people were feeling when they watched it. Donald Trump had, to my count, disrupted Joe Biden when he was trying to respond to questions at least 40 times. We have to remember that civility is not something that Donald Trump has within his character. He had asked for a urine test. He had asked for a drug test from Joe Biden before the debate even started. He had castigated him and his son and has been doing that for over a year now. So I think that, last night was met with, I would say, a lot more lax on Biden's side in accordance with the fire and the pressure that was coming from Donald Trump, who didn't come there to debate. He came there to be a thorn in the side. He came there to not really answer questions. He came there to stoke his base. This was not about expanding his base, and it wasn't about answering the questions that the American people want to hear the most. Even on a topic I personally thought that Donald Trump could actually lean in on when he was talking about the economy. Instead, he shifted that around to start talking about policing and to start, again, pushing some of his, what is considered by many people of color, racist rhetoric. And I just felt like that debate was not worth anyone's time because no one really got much out of it.
You know, there was one interchange that for me, it defined the difference between Biden and Trump. Control, roll the soundbite about opening schools and football. Listen.
Give me a break.
Because you know what? People want their places open. They want to get back to their lives.
People
They'll
want
be
to be
careful,
safe.
but they want their schools open.
People want
I'm
to
the
be
one that
safe.
brought back football. By the way, I brought back Big Ten football.
And so that last part of it was about Big Ten football. Madison, let's talk about it. So the left wants to keep the economy closed, keep people in their homes. Trump on the right, we're looking at Florida, we're looking at Tennessee opening things back up. Did that not define it for you? And who's right on this one?
Well, I mentioned earlier about being in the state of Ohio and talking to people on the ground, and one of their concerns, of course, being the reopening of the economy and needing the full reopening here in the state of Ohio, which they haven't seen yet. Many businesses will never reopen as a result of this, and some are right there on the brink of, having to close down because they can no longer function, especially restaurants at this small capacity. When it's getting cold here in the state of Ohio, they're not going to be able to use those outdoor patios anymore. So they're very, very concerned. Of course, people in Ohio were excited to see the restart of football coming very soon. We live in Big Ten country. I'm a Buckeye myself, so that's great. But hearing the two stark different viewpoints on moving forward with the coronavirus and President Trump wanting to reopen safely, and Biden, saying on multiple occasions that he will consider shutting down again, I think that really is that difference that you're talking about that people were looking to see in this debate last night.
All right, let's keep it real tight, guys. I'm running out of time. Jason, your thoughts? Big Ten football, a lot of swing states are involved in Big Ten football. Is Trump right?
Well, I'm a Big Ten guy myself at the University of Maryland. Of course, I love football very much, but I love safety and health more. I think what Joe Biden was trying to show is that there have been a lot of failures by this president when it comes to the coronavirus. As a matter of fact, if he had shut things down even a week earlier, when he obviously knew, and we have him on video saying that he knew this was airborne, he had all of the facts. But yet he did not shut things down. He would have saved 36,000 lives. If he had shut it down 2 weeks earlier, he would have saved 54,000 lives. So this is a failure on behalf of the president. He's also done nothing for those businesses.
Let me get to, Jason, I apologize. I want to get to Sebastian and Ameshia quickly. Sebastian?
I'm just blown away by Jason's propaganda. In January 31st, the president shut down travel from China to the United States, saving probably millions of lives. Sleepy, creepy Joe Biden said that was hysterical and xenophobic. Let's stay in the real world, please. The president's response saved lives.
Okay, Ameshia, final word.
Well, I'm an SEC person, not a Big Ten person, but I do think that when we're talking about President Trump and his response to coronavirus, it's in the pudding. We've seen the amount of deaths, we've seen the amount of COVID spread. We're even seeing COVID spread amongst athletes. And Jason's right. The president knew about this. Meanwhile, went out and told the American public an entirely different story. Told us all it would be gone by Easter.
Right.
We know that that's not true. He's just been lying, and he did a lot more lying last night.
I hate to say this, but SEC's open too, and guess what? Clemson's still #1, guys. We're going to have to leave it right there. Jason, Madison, Ameshia, and Sebastian, thank you, guys.